Hey, 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 all. This is Camille, and I'm so grateful that you are here today on the We Got This Mind and Body Facebook page. Today, I am super, super excited to have one of my most amazing sister queens. She's coming to you all the way from the Dominican Republic. Now, before I give a formal introduction, I want to let all of us to truly understand when it comes to wellness, it's not just about the fitness or the nutrition. It's also about our mindset. It's also about the relationships that are in our life. It also does, even in combination with our spirituality and our vibration. And it is an honor for me to have the opportunity to showcase such amazing coaches and women in the wellness industry that is, going even greater than just the aesthetics that we always think of when we're thinking about living a healthy lifestyle. Because in order for us to live a healthy lifestyle, we need to ensure that our environment, our relationship, and our mindset are aligned with everything that we desire. And it is my honor again for my sister queen, Miss Anya Valquez. I probably said her name incorrect. She'll do it correct because she's coming to you all the way from the Dominican Republic. And I'm going to give her a highlight because I truly want us to feel well, have that wellness, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and within our relationship. So it is my honor to have my dear friend, Miss Anya, come on here and tell us more about the power of the connection of relationships, spirituality, and understanding how it all incorporates into our overall wellness lifestyle. And here's
Oh,
Miss.
here I am.
Yes. So this is Anya's first time using StreamYard. So she's like, "Oh, here I am." But what I love is look how nice and nicely sun kissed Anya is. Let's all
I
just look
am
how beautifully sun kissed she
a
is.
little bit burnt.
So Anya,
Very much.
please would love to have a formal introduction of what you do, first of all, who you are, what you do, and all about the amazingness that you offer us.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Obviously, anything when it comes to Camille, it's always a yes. I am Anya Vasquez, and I'm originally from Slovenia, but I do live in the Dominican Republic. That's why I'm burnt all the time, always a little bit. And I am an energy coach who specializes in marriage and relationships. That's the short version. You want the long version?
We got time today, girlfriend.
Oh, we do? Okay. We're used to this clubhouse. Like, we got to be short and, straight to the point. Well, what I basically do is I incorporate traditional Chinese medicine inside my coaching, which basically tells you and teaches you of how your life results, and that might be financial or relationship or your physical, are literally just a result of your inner world. So I am some sorts of guide to practical spirituality, because we can talk about meditation and or prayer or anything. We can talk about it all the time, but what now? Like, how do I leverage this? How can I use this? How can I live a thriving life? So this is basically where I come in to explain how all these things are connected, and how does that show up in our daily life, so we can quote unquote manifest everything that we want. But what I am so passionate about is to get my clients to those goals that they want to achieve, and then actually naturally healing themselves on the way. And that's a little bit, mystery there. So drop my.
Yes. And you know what I love what you do too is I love that you really have incorporated the power of the relationship, whether it be with a spouse, your children, and even of course the relationship that you have within yourself and how it is all aligns with your spirituality and understanding of that inner desires that you have. And that's what really gravitated me to you, Anya, is just a lot of people don't really think about the importance of having that relationship that aligns with your inner self. A lot of us end up being in relationships because we feel that's the next step in life, or that's what we're told that we should do,
We're supposed to.
that we're supposed to do. Or even worse, yes, we may even find the individual that we are destined to be with, But a lot of us were never taught that in a relationship there's times of resistance, there's times of, animosity or anger. Like, we are growing together, and as we grow together, we evolve, and through the evolution of our own selves, our relationship does change. And a lot of us, we don't look at that, and we could tend to, unfortunately, either blame ourselves for why we're having a marriage breakdown or relationship breakdown, or we could blame our significant other without actually hounding down into the changes within our relationship, mind, body, and soul. So I'd love for you to really talk on that, because I love what you talk about in terms of relationship and that connection.
Okay, so or like you said, where it starts, everything starts with the relationship that you have with yourself. Because again, that's what you're literally projecting into the world. And if we go too deep into the laws of attraction, that's basically what comes back to. It's very simple. When you start kind of speaking living frequencies, then there's no big deal. And when it comes to, oh, $1 million or $100, because it's all just the frequency, right? And it's so important that we start within ourselves because, well, obviously, I have been to both sides of the tunnel. So I have been into a relationship where it was survival mode full on. And I have walked the path and the changes that I've had to implement. And, obviously, I'm my own first student of what all I had to work on to have gotten to the other part of the tunnel where I can, now say that I'm in very successful and thriving marriage. And what does that actually mean? Like, we can go on it for ages, right? But the most importantly is that everything is connected, everything's interlaced. So there's a lot of people who be like, oh, let me focus on business, let me focus, like, we're all into this, like, make money, let's make money. But what ultimately happens, that if you're focusing on that, you will probably, just because you're a hustler, get to a certain level of quote unquote success, but you will never really truly like experience what is your power, just because you might be neglecting, like, let's say, those other areas that you also are supposed to grow. So it's like, I'll say, like, it's like in a human mind, we would like separate this areas, business and love, and I don't know, parenting, but everything is connected. And if we don't see it as a living entity, as one, then we can achieve something, or maybe not even that. There's a lot of people who hustle and like never get that, happening. It's maybe just because there's on this different area in life that you are not paying attention to, that you are not, putting that energy that you were supposed to. And it's just, and like, obviously I love what you do because it's just so important to understand not understand, but live and love your body. Number one, you only have one. It's not like I'm be like, oh, I don't like this, let's switch it up. So obviously, if this doesn't work, then where am I going to live, kind of a thing. So it always comes down to that. But we, in the process of living our lives and doing all the stuff that we're doing, we kind of forget that we're supposed to put our bodies first, right? Because if my body's not functioning, if I'm completely filled with problems and diseases or whatever, then at the end it doesn't even matter how much sex or how regular my sex is, or how is my conflict resolution in my marriage, or how much money I make on a daily. None of that really matters, because now I'm dealing with the doctors and the hospitals and the this and this. So it's, again, everything is just so intertwined that we, especially women, I would assume majority of your people are women, right? So especially women need to understand that, yes, we are the powerful ones, period. Because let's just be honest, we are the one who gives birth to kids. That's where it starts. To understand and like basically take on that responsibility, not from, oh my God, why does it always have to be me? Why do I have to, right? From that, and just say, like, I was given all this, business and kids and husband and cooking and whatever I'm supposed to be doing, because I can do it. Again, that doesn't mean you do it by yourself and never get a maid. Obviously, I have a nanny and a maid as well, because, like, no, I don't have 40 hours in a day. But understanding that I can handle it, and then that change of perspective, yeah, that change, it gives you more power, as in, I can elevate all of it. I can be better in my marriage. I can be better as a parent. I can be better when it comes to my physical. And there's never, oh, I can't do it or I don't have time. And I always say there's never a time issue because, again, everybody has the same amount of time in a day. It's always about the focus, it's always about the energy. I'll say, the energy of where you put it and what is, important to you. Anyway, I can go on
Yeah.
for a while, but
No, I love it. So I just want to just clarify. So what I'm understanding is a lot of our relationship, even our relationship breakdown, can really derive from how we even are, how we perceive our own selves, our inner self. So if we are walking with our own inner doubts or our own inner insecurities or limiting beliefs, even though it's towards us, we are projecting that energy in our external environment. And in turn, you may be going to your husband or your wife or whomever in one way, but because your mindset and your mood and your emotion, your energy is so focused on everything that's not going the way you want it to in your own personal life, that energy is exhausted out to your other relationships. Is that what I'm just trying to understand? Is that what you're saying? Like that energy and whereas
I'll give
it
you,
could have, yeah.
yeah, I'll give you a very simple example. A lot of people find themselves in vicious circles with the same kind of men, right? Same kind of people, or the same kind of issues inside the relationship or, in the marriage. So ultimately, the fastest way to explain is whatever the person says, right? So whatever you say, whatever you do, this is you. Whatever my husband says, whatever my husband does, that is him. And that is two completely two different people, but we like to take on each other's energies, and all of a sudden we don't even know what we are,
Yeah.
because that's a usual, like growing up in society community because their parents want you to do this or they want, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
um Knowing to understand that, yes, that whatever you function the way you are, your
Yeah.
husband's there just to show you, he's just to trigger you, just to literally trigger you so you can see all the stuff that you need to work on. Has nothing to do with it. It's not his fault because he pushed a button.
Mhm.
Obviously, we don't go into extreme if there's, this is something really bad that he's not supposed to do, and then obviously we have a conversation and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. That's
But
a big.
no extremes, I'm here.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that when you are with someone, it's because you win an opportunity for an exponential quick growth. If you take it as this person is gonna annoy me, basically, and with that, I will be able to personally grow. But when I grow, then results in my life grow with me. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. Absolutely. And I know like so when we're able to grow together, how does a relation I'll give an example. Let's say someone's been together for let's say 15 years. In those 15 years, always at the beginning is that honeymoon stage, that bliss. And as we go through those 15 years, we are also evolving as individuals. But how can we, as we are evolving individually, both ourselves and our partner, how are we, or not even, I shouldn't even say the word how, because that's not how. These things will come as the energy flows. But where or what are some practices if someone is struggling with getting that connection back? What are some practices that you could recommend to get that deeper connection, to real build back? Does it, yeah, so how does that all work within a connection
I'm
in a deep.
definitely not going to tell you you got to go on more date nights, because that's basically what the media tells you. Or, oh my God, you need to read those 5 languages book. That is so superficial, which again, it's a tool and it helps on a certain level, right? That there's nothing bad or really good or something really bad about it. But you have to understand that relationship is a consistent exchange of energy. That, like you said, the honeymoon phase, when you're there and it's like, oh, and then it's like, oh, I don't care if he does not turn, put the toilet seat down, and then in 5 years you're like, oh my God, why does he do it? I'm like, "Oh, okay." So these things is that you need to, it's like your relationship needs to be consistently maintained. Okay. Maintained is means that you, just as much as you put, I'll put it like this, just as much as you wake up every morning and you say, oh, I got this, I'm going to lose weight, for example, or I'm supposed to do that workout, or I got to go to work and I got to do this, or, oh, this is the task that I got to do if I want to make, level up my business. In the same way, you should basically get up and be like, how can I make the day to my husband better today? And if you do that, and if he does that, then where's the problem? But no, they don't do it, because then all of a sudden it's like, why would I do it? He's supposed to do it. And and we start pointing fingers and doing that's the kind of stuff. And all of a sudden is because, I don't know, from that little insignificant little thing that happened, it, like, this resent or not spoken stuff grows. And then obviously in 5-10 years, you just got like a mess of crap that is like,
Yeah.
and then you're angry and upset for everything.
Absolutely. And so for myself, so I've been with my husband. How old am I? I'm 21 years old. And I've been with my husband since I was not born.
13.
No, no, so I've been with my husband for 22 years, married for 14 years. And what I have found, the biggest change, we have our times of resistance, that there's a honeymoon, uh, 3 children thrown in the mix, actually 4, because I have my stepson too as well, that we were full time with as well. And what I found was, once I started to build an even deeper inner relationship with myself and loving me and
He
loving
follows. That's it. He
everything. Yeah.
follows. A man
No,
just
it does.
follows.
It just flows. And I was just saying to a dear friend of mine just before we came on here, that I've noticed, since I have made it a conscious, that word, me,
Yeah,
Camille,
I know that word.
yeah, conscious decision to really walk in the frequency of love. Even the things that once used to trigger me that my husband would say to me, and it's, I know, it doesn't trigger me anymore, because I know that even his response has nothing to do with even my question. Is just, it's just to that frequency of love. I don't, because I love my peace.
Because you love yourself, you
And I love
don't
the
get
peace.
bothered by
The words, even, and what I've known from that is because
exactly.
of that, and because I haven't got the reaction, he didn't get the reaction that I used to project. His reaction now is different. It literally lasts 1.5 seconds, and then we're in bliss and love. And
Exactly.
it is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. And it really started with me allow what I allow to in me. You understand what I mean by that? It's just
It's
that peace, the
this is
frequency.
this is the common mistake that people do. Again, you turn into a girlfriend, you turn into a wife, you turn into a mother, and obviously all of these are like different stages, and you obviously have to adjust. It's not like you can be just the girlfriend all the time, because
Yeah,
that doesn't go. But you literally do, as a mother, also have to remember that you're still his girlfriend. So what
yeah.
basically that, but then a lot of people, let's say, they come together, and the mistakes that they do is, okay, I'm so in love with that person, I want to do everything that he's going to make him happy, when you're doing in the honeymoon phase, and you
Hmm.
forget who you are, you forget
Yeah.
you forget what do I live for in my life without him, regardless if he's there or not.
Hmm.
And that's what usually the mothers come back and is like, I've never done anything for myself, or I completely lost myself. That's a usual problem, because they've always adjusted too. And
Yeah.
literally the community, well, the world kind of molds you into that. You're supposed to adjust when you go to school, you're supposed to adjust when you're with this family, when you're with us, people, because then we're raised in fear, and oh my god, if I don't have those friends, then I'm not going to have any of friends, right? So it's
Yeah.
like we change ourselves consistently based on our environment, which is the
Hmm.
biggest mistakes that we do against ourselves. And then because of that, it's like your soul knows that you're messing yourself up. It gets angry and resentful in the future, and again, it's just about a matter of time when you're going to clash with somebody that you live with. But if you know your truth, and for example, when I met my husband and I knew exactly where my values are, what my boundaries are, what I search for, what I need, and I basically just made sure if he matches that, more from even logistic part, not just, oh my god, he's so pretty and I'm all butterfly over here, but I was like, okay, he's pretty, he's all that, but can he be with me for forever and ever? Does he matches that? Does he? And again, I'm not talking about a list of like 50 stuff that's like a thin line between how much and how little
Yeah.
you
That you
need to
take.
put there. Yeah, but when you know you and you keep doing you, then men are programmed to love you unconditionally. And when you do you, they're just look and they follow and they're like mesmerized by you. And this is a very common topic because a lot of people come because to me because they've either thought that they've been cheated on or there's a
Mhm.
possibility to be cheated on. And ultimately, I always explain to them that all that is, obviously it's not moral if a person does it, but it's still just a result of something that it's not functioning between you. It's not, if somebody cheats on somebody, it's not because the cheating was the problem. That is a result of problems.
Mhm.
But where are all the other things that you were not
Mhm.
paying attention to that led you there? Right. So
Mhm.
now looking at those things is what if you're being mindful about and you maintain them throughout the relationship, first with yourself, as we said. If I'm a active person, then I obviously can't marry somebody who just is a couch potato and then assume we're going to be happy if he never wants to go out and I want to be out, right? Like this
Mhm.
kind of stuff. I am aligned with myself and I do me. Then again, men, oh my god, they just love when they see, a female when like she's in her power. That doesn't mean
Mhm.
cocky. That doesn't mean like I'm the best over here. And even though I know that if he, like, for example, even if I know that if we would have ever gotten, I don't know, divorced or separated or whatever, I know he would never find anybody like me. Like I'm so,
I say
so,
the same thing, girl. I always tell
yeah,
them.
but
I'm,
but I know, and I'm not like cocky about it, like,
me neither.
go
Yeah,
shit like
yeah.
this, like try, no, but like
I know.
I know that I am striving to be the best version of myself every day, and this is just very peaceful confidence that I have. So when he's like, oh, I'm gonna go out, or he's always got somebody, goddamn, like, sorry, like,
Yeah.
so like flirting with him and some mother, like, because he works with tourists and all, there's always some ladies that, oh my god,
Yeah.
wants him for something, and then he tells me these stories and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just, because I know that he knows what he's got, so, and I know that he's smart man, so
And
I
you, well,
mean,
and your confidence in your own energy and in your own
that
self.
is the thing.
Yeah, because
Self-love,
yeah, there's that,
self-confidence.
and that's huge because especially a lot of us that are going into our second half of life, which I always call the 40 and up. I know you're not there yet, girlfriend. You young girlfriend.
A little bit. I got a little bit
You
more.
got some time. You got some time, girl. But a lot there's that time where there, sometimes not intentionally become our worst enemies. Our inner me could be our worst
Oh yeah.
enemy, and
No, no,
then
not no, always. It's
yeah,
always your inner you.
yeah.
That's the biggest enemy. There's nobody else.
It is,
That's it.
and then when we're walking around just not even in confident in what we with our own selves, and then when we look for that confidence in our partner, and they're not able to give us that confidence that we feel that they should give it to us, that's where we get that resentment or that resistance, or we start thinking in our own mind, oh, it's probably because I have these stretch marks now. And then we start attacking our own physical. When in actuality, what I find with a lot of men are so attracted to confidence, so attracted to power. And they're
If you love
so,
your body, they love
yeah,
your
they're
body.
like,
That's
huh?
period.
What? But when we start becoming, I'm not discrediting because there are obviously relationships where, you know, they should, it's not healthy for either partners. Fair enough, healthy for
Mhm.
either partners. But I also see a lot, and my grandparents used to say to me all the time because they were married for 64 years before my grandfather passed away in June. And I always used to ask them, like, how did you guys last that long? My grandma always used to say to me, well, because Camille, all you young people are so quick to throw in the towel the minute somebody goes, and we don't or we're not,
Resentful, right?
or
Everybody's
Alia's too focused. She'll say, all you guys, that's all you guys. All you guys are so focused on your career, on your children, on this and that and that and this, and nobody wants to take time for each other. And then they get mad, they start getting upset with themselves and mad at themselves. So I noticed that too in this day and age. It's easier to throw in the towel than to even
everybody
attempt.
does it. Yeah,
Yeah, even
everybody does it.
that's in a relationship and even with our own. I would say with our own selves first. We will. That's why I cannot stand the New Year's resolution whole hippity
Oh yeah,
hole
my
because
favorite pet peeve.
it sets us. It really does set up. set ourselves up for failure because there's not a true why to the actions
Exactly.
that we're saying. We're just going in with that trend. And that even goes with a relationship when we're just going in the flow into a relationship without even having a like, is this the person you truly manifested? Is this what you wanted in an individual, or are you just being in this relationship?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to hear, like, when it comes to energy and even understanding the intuition in our energy in a relationship, which I find a lot of us don't listen to. We're just listening when it comes to our intuition in a relationship, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Because I find a lot of us don't listen to it. Sometimes we know, just like those women who say, I always seem to get the same kind of men. And you know, when you're meeting that individual, that was like your ex, but you still are drawn to them. What is it about that energy?
So that's exactly what happened in my first marriage. I knew when I got into that with that man, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a disaster. Like I just knew it. Like I'm telling you, my inner core knew. And I was young. I was like 21. Oh yeah. So normally with people, what happens is younger you are, more. I guess the describe it will be like you have a radar and your antenna is clearer when you're younger, just like kids. Like kids are just like, oh, I want TV. Of course, I'm gonna get TV. Mom is gonna get me TV. It's just like the like natural of they naturally manifest stuff, right? In a way, just because they know it's going to be provided for them. They don't worry if they're gonna eat that day because they know mom is gonna make it, right? So now imagine if you have that frequency within your life, right? But you don't. Why? Because you have bad experience, you have childhood trauma, you have all the shadow crap and all the generational crap that's there. So what happens is that your antenna gets like dirty, foggy, call it like that. So now older you get, more difficult, right? Has been for you to kind of listen to that antenna, to kind of listen to that intuition, as you call it, to listen to it, and and you follow it. And again, that's based the same topic as we said, because your mom, because your dad, because your country, and because your people around you told you that you're supposed to. You're muted, yeah. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like you don't even know what is
Who you
you and
are,
what,
what you
yeah,
want.
what
Yeah.
other people were telling you to be.
That's a good, I love that answer. And I just see, I can't see who said it, but on our side here, there's
I
a
Something
note.
came popped, but
Yeah,
no.
I know.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I
realize
see it.
that
I
was me
see
by
it now.
accident.
I see where
Yeah.
I am. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know who, but yeah.
I love that. I would like, I'll read it out loud.
Hmm.
I've been with my husband for 19 years and married for 15 years. I'm working on healing my body of health issues and changing to a positive mindset, hoping this will help my husband and as this all has taken a toll on him too. I'm seeing positive changes, but I think over a period of time he has had a lot on him and might be some resentment that's so much that has been on him during my challenges. However, I know we love each other and so very much. We need to get back to the us before these things, and then it just goes off. Though this is just from anonymous, but
Hmm.
I love the point that she had mentioned, because I'd like to address it. Because a lot of us, when we, yes, we have our challenges that we go through internally, that we don't intentionally bring it onto our significant other, but because we live with them and they're around, and that sometimes becomes our safe haven. I still can't see, I hi whoever it is, but thank you. We can't.
That was me. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
But we don't intentionally want to put the burden, like, it's not even the burden, we're not intentionally putting that negative energy on that individual. And even after we've gone through that self-realization, self act, like wanting to change in life.
Jamie wrote it.
Oh,
Now you
Jamie.
know.
Okay, Jamie. Yeah, we can't see names on the side. uh, but where I know a lot of people get concerned is exactly what Jamie said. She's now at that self-awareness part stage in her life. She is taking the steps to make the changes that she knows she needs to make: health, mind, body, and soul. But then she has a little bit of a resistance of that concern over her husband and what he's went through because of those challenges. Now, I could say this, and what I've learned too about energy is, even Jamie, you even saying that little part there is putting energy towards maybe even something that isn't as detrimental as, I could be wrong, guys. I'm not a marriage coach, but I'm just talking as a woman. and understanding energy. And as we are evolving is where we're shifting our energy. So now, Jamie, that you're shifting your energy to evolving in your inner self, get excited for all of the amazingness of who you are, and get excited every time you're around your husband. Get excited about who you're become, who you are now. Oh, it's just we're not going to focus, instead of focusing on, oh, all the oops, I almost swore, all the stuff that you went through with me in these challenges. Oh my gosh, he must be like, is that, does that really attract more energy to
I
what
got a
you guys
very
do?
good analogy.
Yes, please.
Every morning, wake up for everyone. Every morning, just wake up like it's Christmas morning. Just do that for 365 years, days in a year. Just do that.
Wake up excited, basically.
That's it.
Wake
Just
up.
be, yeah, just like,
I,
wow, I
and
have
I,
another day. What am I going to do today?
yeah.
But with you, and it's not about, again, then sacrificing yourself for others, but really, and then finding balance, the kids, the husband, the work, the family, that you can kind of handle it all in a day, in a week, and that you're mindful of that. Because if it's a few days that my husband and I haven't, like, even, those days when you like haven't had sex, and it's like, and I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, didn't we have like sex like 3 days ago?" And he's like, "No, it's been like 5." I'm like, "What? Oh my God, let's go." This kind of things that you need to pay attention to. And then again, just being very much into this unconditional happiness. This is basically what I coach people. Just be unconditionally happy, period. Be unconditionally happy about living a life for you. What do you want to do? You're not with him because he wants to be with you. You're with him because you want to be with him. Then be with him because you want to be with him. Say the things you want to say to him because you want to say them, not because you're supposed to, or because he
Mm.
told you, or because, and more you basically focus on, I want to be in that frequency of love. I want to be in the frequency of unconditional happiness. More of that naturally flows out of you. Maybe you're not that, I don't know, cuddly, touchy person, and then your spouse is, for example, right? So now, let's say you have a conversation. Okay, so now I know that I need to touch my husband a little bit more, for example, right? So then I'm going to be like, oh, but I wanna, I want him to be in that positivity with me. And I do that for him because I love him, not because I'm supposed to, not because I must. Or a lot of people be like, but that's not me. Just take me who I am. I'm like, no, you can be whoever the hell you want to be, but always growing, learning, improving, basically. And that comes back to the topic we were talking about earlier, that if you're doing your work for you, for your life, because ultimately it's always going to be you, even if whatever happens, even later on in the beginning, it's always going to be you and you. So that needs to be pure and unconditional, and then you portray that everywhere else in the world, with relationships, with money, with people, with body, with whatever, and it comes back.
That part right there. And I was going to say, since I have been walking in a frequency of love, and I've had my challenges too personally, that has had taken a toll on my husband in the past. But as I have been evolving, and I coming stepping into my greatness of everything about me wholeheartedly inside, what's happening is that energy is flowing to my partner. So any kind of resistance that he may have had, or challenges he had with me when I was in my dark
They
side,
just
they're
go.
gone. That energy, it's not even because that energy is no longer focused at. He's seeing me like, good job, honey. Huh? Did it happen overnight? Absolutely not. But because I stay consistent and true to work on me, inner me, it's like, it's not luck. It's not by chance. Sometimes I look at him, I'm like, God damn, I love that man. And it's on, and it really heightened even more because of how much he just naturally changed as I changed within
That's
me.
it's my favorite topic, because I get a lot of clients who are like, oh, he doesn't want to go to therapy. He doesn't want to do that. I can't do anything. And I'm like, are you sure? And I'm
Yeah.
like, let me show you. So
Yeah.
I had this one client who was all about blaming, the husband of everything. And then she started working with me for, let's say, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. And later she was on, oh my God, like he's like nice to me. Like he says nice things to me. And he like, he's like kind, and like we didn't fight, like we didn't
Yeah.
clash. I'm like, oh, because you changed something, therefore he can't just be in the same loop of the same
The
frequency,
same
the
thing.
same response. It can't.
Exactly. He's on a. It's impossible to, because that frequency has moved over there. And what Jamie just wrote here, which I love, is he has seen a change in me. It is all new to me. Some I'm practicing to make permanent. Yes, and that's what I mean. As you're changing, as you're evolving, as your energy is flowing, and you have no longer have that concern or worry about all of the challenges that he went through during your time of resistance, that's in the past. You're focusing on your evolution. He's
The
seeing
power of now.
the power of now, baby. That was like, oh yeah, that was the conversation today in the clubhouse. Yeah, the power of the now, and continuously doing those actions. Now I could say to my partner, I'm like, just randomly now, you look nice. Or, oh, yeah, it's just those little small little snippets. And it's because I have honestly walking in love of frequency of me. I love me so much. And I even said to my partner one time that the last time we got in a little bit of a thing a few months ago, you know what I said to him? And it changed everything. Is I'd said, dude, my old self, my old self would have acknowledged that what you just said there. But my new self says to me that what you just said there is not my reality. It's not who I am. So why would I put any of my energy in what you said? So thank you for that conversation. I release it. And when and I love you. And I just kidding. I was just, and I love you. But I'm not going to put my energy to it. And then he just stopped. He was like this. So do you want to go for breakfast? I'm like, oh, sure. Because before, in my past self, I would have went like, I'm a bulldog.
Grab on it. Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And why? And I've come to myself, what I'm loving the best about learning about the energy within me is the peace. The peace that I have within me. I love that peace. And because I have this peace within me, I'm having so much more peace in my relationship. And now, like, there hasn't been anything because energy and that's why I love what you do, Anya. I love that you use your
My husband was just laughing with me earlier because we last night we played video games. We don't like really play video games, but there was like this one stupid video game that we sometimes like to play, right? Anyway, so he's like, "Oh, you're gonna play video games with me tonight?" I'm like, "You just like that because this is like the only time that we kind of like have this little conflict. Like, why are you doing this? Like, hey, you like that, don't you? Because we don't
a
have
little bit of a
conflicts,
challenge.
right? Yeah, a little bit of like spice
Yeah.
I put in because I'm like, what are you doing wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You got to mix it up. You got to flavor it up. But the main thing too that I see is understanding that the energy that we desire to have from other people really does start within, and that also allows us to see what we allow if it's still serving us, right?
Everything's in your hands.
Yeah, yeah, we it truly is. And even our relationships and but it really does start with ourselves. And it made me laugh earlier on today on the clubhouse when Anya's husband was leaving and she's like, "Oh, hold on, I had to go and give him a kiss back." I made me laugh because my husband sometimes gets a, "So you're always on the computer, you're not talking to me." So you know what? My old self would have been like, "Listen, I gotta work." Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, why you want this now?
Yeah,
What's wrong?
I would
I'm
instantly go
supposed
into
to.
this kind of like, in my mind, I'm like, I love my peace, Camille. Chris is just, I said his name. Whoops. My husband's trying to get my attention.
Now I know.
I know. My husband's trying to get my attention. And you know what? I'm so grateful for the fact that he wants to give me that kiss. So you know what? I'm going to suck it up, Buttercup. I'm going to get up and I'm going to give him that kiss that he so everly deserves. And you know what? It makes me feel good. It makes him feel good. Instead of
Exactly.
me putting that resistance of, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's that push and pull, and also to understand that we're constantly growing with them and give ourselves that grace. We have to know we're growing with them.
Relationship, especially with another people, I was just talking about this. It's healing. It's an on process healing. It's just healing of all the crap that you had before, and they're the best way to show you. They're the best way to train you to be more peaceful, to be more in love, to be more. Come, you want to jump in the camera? Come, just put a shirt on. He's always.
I see a hand.
Come, come, jump. That's Camille. Just now you know.
Hola. Look, I see. Hi. We heard so much about you.
Oh, I'm done. Almost done. Wait. Don't open the closet behind me right now.
That's awesome. So you know what I love, love, love about our relationship is also Anya and I have the opportunity and honor of being chapter presidents in what it is known as the Mom Link. It is a women's networking community where we are there where the community where we're able to have the support, the collaboration, the accountability, and also to learn from each other, to grow from each other, and to really elevate. And Anya and myself, we also do rooms every week in the clubhouse on Mondays at 11:18
When
because I'm
Camille's not busy.
yeah, but what I love about our relationship is the understanding of the energy. Is understanding that when our energy flows, it goes. That's what our whole room about on Mondays is all about. Is about that the ebb and flow of the week. You know how we flowing into the week, and we definitely would love to have you all come and join us every week on Mondays, as well as Anya does rooms herself in the clubhouse, all about relationships, spirituality. She even knows all about this Chinese medicine, and she's very, very, very. She wears she
Lots of stuff.
it, when you say hustler, the definition, right there, right there. She definitely has a wealth of knowledge in so many different areas. So we would love Anya. How can we connect with you outside of the clubhouse and on Facebook? But even if you have a website, your Instagram, and also at the
Instagram.
yeah, oh yes, your Instagrammer. And after this live, please put in your handle because she has some great Instagram videos too and
Wait,
information.
wait,
And
wait. Here, my
Mhm.
hubby just volunteered. We're gonna do start reels together now. So wait.
Ooh, moving on up. You know you're winning in a relationship when the hubby's now joining
The
in too,
husband
right?
does reels with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, awesome. My husband will be a prop. He's a prop. He doesn't really want to talk, but he'll do the video, or
Oh.
sometimes I'll be like, dude, hold this and stand there and just smile. He'll be like, what? Okay, camera's on, smile. He'll be like, he's doing it, so I'm grateful. Baby step,
Good.
baby
That's
step.
good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So Instagram. What is your? Is it just your name?
It's goddessenergy.coach.
Goddess Energy. I'm gonna change it right here because I can.
Dot
Well, we
coach. Oh, you
can.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone can see it.
Yeah.
GODDESSENERGY coach.
Dot coach.
Oh, dot coach. So definitely, this is one of my amazing sister queens, all about the energy, all about seeing us all elevate. Did I do it right? Did I
Where?
spell it right?
Wait, am I supposed to? Where am I supposed to see it?
Right here, Goddess
Oh,
Energy.
goddess. Yeah, you did.
Perfect. So that is her handle. Definitely, Anya is such a beautiful soul, spirit, and what I love the most is you're a huge cheerleader in all of our lives, always there to support and really cheer us on. And most importantly, you really want to see us thriving in our relationships with ourselves and in our significant others,
Yes.
right? And know that we can do it. You've been through a lot of negative in your past, but it didn't. What I love about that is you didn't allow it to define all of the things that you want in your future. You never let it define, and you manifested and have a thriving relationship now with two beautiful boys. Super cute, man. Super cute.
Yes.
So, and also, if you're in the Dominican Republic, in Punta Cana, I always say it like
You
that.
always have Dominican Republic some weird, weird.
I've been saying that for about 15 years, and some of my Dominican friends are like, "Why do you say it like that?" I'm like, "I have no idea. It just comes natural now." But Anya is an amazing, amazing individual who is all about that human connection. And if she knows you and she hears you're in the Dominican and you didn't say, "Hey, what's up?" the
I'll be
Slovenian will
upset.
come out in her.
Yep. That's it.
Well,
That's it.
yeah, so again, it's been a complete honor, Anya, to always be a
Thanks for
part of your
having me, of
tribe.
course.
Absolutely. There's power in energy, there's power in communication, and there's power in the now, and most importantly, taking action. So take action on yourself. Connect with like minded individuals like myself or Anya or any of the amazing souls that you see on the We Got This Mind and Body page, because these are amazing women coming to you from all different walks of life that want to see us all elevate and celebrate and really get inspired. But it starts with that energy.
Yes. Always it starts and ends with energy.
Starts and
Everything.
ends. Because you know what? Energy never dies.
Exactly.
Mm. Love it, love it, love it. All right, everybody. Well, stay tuned. If you are still available to stay tuned because in about at 2 o'clock, whatever time it is, in about 10 minutes, we are going to have one of the founders from the Mom Link, Crystal, coming in to give you some more detail about this thriving community of like minded women that are all about elevating, celebrating, and motivating each other. Both myself and Anya are chapter presidents, which are leaders in the community that are here to lead our members and others in the community to step into their greatness, hold them accountable to all of the things that they desire, and most importantly, to take that action in a safe space so that so you could prove to yourself that you're worth everything that you know that is within you. So thank you so very much, Anya.
Thank you, gorgeous.
I'll see you in the clubhouse streets. And again, as I always say, what do I always say? Do you know what I say?
You got this. We got this. Now let's go.
Woo! Sorry, that was my little Tizik excitement. Yes, girl. So as I always say, and this We Got This Mind and Body page, you got this, we got this. Now let's go. Until next time, bye.